Hello chickens, I'm Mia, and I'm here to talk to you today about that really awkward moment when you've done your pieces, they've asked you all the questions that they want to know about you, and it gets to the moment where they go, "Do you have any questions for us?" Gross. Here are 8 questions that I think are wonderful options to toss into the room and to hear what their responses are. Big caveat, the answers that you will sometimes get from professors are the answers that they want you to hear. Please ask current and past students these same questions and maybe more nitty-gritty questions, which we will get to in the next video. Let yourself be informed from all sides of this because no school is perfect, but some schools are going to be a better fit for you than others, and it's important to get all aspects of that. So, here we go, here we go, here we go. What kind of relationship do the teachers at the school have with their students? Is there an open channel of communication, or are the teachers super busy and the students should really communicate with maybe a guidance counselor or with students in the upper years, things like that? You gotta make sure that if there is an issue in class, if there's something you're struggling with in your journey to the actor you wanna be that you're really fighting with, have a teacher that you can talk to about this. Can I email my teacher when I'm struggling with a scene? Or do I have to email a guidance counselor? How does that work? Usually the answer to this question will be something like, great, it's a great relationship and it's a very open channel of communication. You can specify, ask how. Oftentimes in grad programs, the channel of communication will be a lot more open because there's less students. Whereas in undergrad, there's a bit larger groups usually. And so you can ask when would be a good time to reach out to someone, or their office hours, etc., etc. Do you guys have any student-directed opportunities built into the curriculum? This is an awesome question because it shows that you are interested in other aspects of theater besides acting, if you truly are. And it's really fun to do your own work. Honestly, this was some of my favorite stuff at NYU, was the student-directed plays. See if that's something that's built into their curriculum, if they have a slot in their season that's specifically for a student-run festival, or if that's something that students kind of take initiative outside of school. What are the mental health options you have for your drama students? I would also add, what kind of mental health options do you offer your trans students, your queer students, your students of color? If there is a community that you identify with, check to see if there's a counselor on their staff that has experience working with your community. This is incredibly important for anyone, frankly. When you're in an educational institution, especially one where you are constantly being monitored at your level of vulnerability, confidence, and all of these things that are incredibly personal, it's really important that you have someone that you can talk to who is unbiased, who is not connected to the program, but who knows the schedule and what you're going through and is able to support you throughout your studies. Is there a focus mainly on classical work? On contemporary work? Do we have a diverse range of plays in the canon of this school that you pick from? Are we picking from new playwrights? And do we have any film classes? You're gonna be spending 2 to 3 to 4 years with this place. You gotta know what you're getting yourself into, and you gotta know what you're spending your time and effort on. If it's something that really excites you, sounds like it might be the right school for you. What kind of relationships do the first years have to other years in our major? And what kind of relationship can a first-year acting student have to a first-year playwriting student or to a first-year sociology student, depending on what school you're going to? Oftentimes, there will be built-in collaborations within the curriculum with other artists in the school. Sometimes that's really not offered. It's always encouraged, I'm sure. But it might be something you have to kind of seek out for yourself. It can offer both diversity of education and just meeting new people, and it can offer another source of support in your major from the upper years, from people who've gone through what you've gone through. They can kind of show you the ropes. Do we audition for plays in the curriculum? Or do we just get placed? How do we get placed? Some schools do it, some schools don't. I think it's pretty cool when you don't have to audition for 4 years. But also auditioning is an important skill. Is there an auditioning class if we don't have to audition for shows in our curriculum? Bonus question. Do we get to work with the directing and playwriting students at all? In a lot of schools, especially grad schools, there will be a lot of collaboration between the grad students and the directing and playwriting majors, because they're also new and emerging artists, and they're probably going to be the people that you want to get work from or give work to once you graduate. So it's really important to make those connections now, because those are the people that you're going to be working with. This is the next generation of your field. So make some friends. Is there any room in the schedule for me to audition outside of school? This is a tough one, and asks this possibly because they are currently working, need another source of income to sustain their life at school. Someone has representation, an agent or a manager that is working for them, and they are in auditions for other things. This is something that a lot of schools will discourage. They will ask you to really focus on your studies and kind of tune out the outside world. However, I'm a firm believer that it's your life, it's your education, it's your career. So if there's an opportunity that comes along that you are really passionate about, as passionate as you are about your studies, please talk to someone about it. Please talk to one of your faculty members, your guidance counselor, someone who has an idea of what the schedule is like, but can also hear your goals and your wants and your desires for your career and your education. And maybe they can offer some advice. See if you can negotiate a schedule, because it is your career. You decide. You decide. That is all for now. Stay tuned for the next video, which will be, what kind of questions can you ask the current and past students of the school you are interested in?